The Chicago Bears drafted Kyler Gordon with the 39th pick in last year's draft, and I was a big fan of his game. I had him 20th on my big board, but he struggled over the first 2 weeks. So in this video, we're going to take a look at his film, break down where he's getting beat, and why I think he has a good chance to improve over the course of the season. Through his first 2 NFL starts, Kyler Gordon has been targeted 18 times, and he's given up 15 receptions for 233 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's no way to sugarcoat it. This is a bad start to the season, but if you're a Bears fan, I don't think you should be all that worried. Kyler Gordon was an extremely raw cornerback prospect. I said this in my draft guide, as did a lot of other analysts, and when a young defensive back that lacks technical refinement plays a lot of snaps early, it usually looks pretty rough because offenses know the weak spot and they attack it over and over. The biggest issue on his college tape was press coverage footwork, and that's been a major issue through the first 2 weeks of the season. When he's in press coverage, Gordon mostly plays what's called soft shoe press, where you don't jam at the line of scrimmage, you just mirror, let the receiver declare his release, and then try and funnel them towards where you have help. In college, his specific press coverage issue was that he would just not move his feet. Mike Renner described him as being stuck in mud at the line of scrimmage, and if you watch him now, you can see that he's made a lot of improvements, but he's clearly still in the development stage. So right here, the Packers are running Yankee versus cover 3, and Kyler Gordon wants to prevent an outside release. And if they're not going to jam at the line of scrimmage, corners will use what's called a feather technique, where they kick step backwards to preserve their cushion and in whatever direction they don't want the receiver to release. So right here, Jalen Johnson is feathering back and outside. Gordon does a good job protecting against the outside release, but he doesn't get much vertical displacement, so Sammy Watkins closes the gap almost immediately, and Gordon has to overcompensate to get back in position, and his footwork gets pretty sloppy. But it's actually impressive that he didn't allow more separation because he never gets in phase. If he would have established hand contact on the hip at some point in the top of this route, this probably would have been a pass breakup. Now here he does a much better job with his footwork, maintaining some breathing room for himself, and you can see the explosiveness out of the back pedal. I know his combine results were a little underwhelming, but this dude is a freak athlete. On this play, Kyler Gordon is defending another slant route, and this is a difficult assignment because he doesn't have any help. The Packers are faking this flat route to Randall Cobb, and Allen Lazard does a nice job selling the block, getting Kyler Gordon on his outside hip and then releasing inside. So the first 2 weeks have been pretty rough for Kyler Gordon, but he is making splash plays, and you can see that the talent is there. He's done a pretty good job in run defense. If by the end of the year he's still giving up big plays at a similar rate and getting beat in similar ways, I would say that there might be some cause for concern. But right now you just got to be patient and understand that teams are going to attack rookie cornerbacks relentlessly, and we're just seeing the growing pains of a player that has a lot of development to do.